Hey guys, welcome in to a Tarot Tuesday session. Today we are going to be pondering the question, or divinating it rather, what April showers bring in what May flowers. So the way that I took that is, what did we either like release or water in April that's going to bring flowers or a harvest or some sort of fresh blooms or new life into May. So I think it's awfully ironic too. My cup, live life in full bloom. And that's probably backwards for you guys, but anyway, so we are going to get in here and ask about that. When I really think about an April shower. So the way that I took it is on a few different levels. One of it being your emotions. So what you're pouring into. Now emotions can either be releasing for a clear way for the new, for something else to grow, where something else was that you were able to purge out and release. But also, you know, in order for you to bring anything into it, you actually have to like water it with emotion or intention. You know what I'm saying? So it could go either way. I'm going to leave it very open-ended. Remember that this is a collective message, so please only take what resonates. I'm going to start out, because it is a Tarot Tuesday session. I'm actually going to start out pulling from my deck, Healing the Chakras, and we're going to get an affirmation for this week on where we should focus our energy, and I'm going to do a quick sound clearing. So if you want to skip that part, you can go ahead and see the timestamp. I'm being guided to offer these readings for this month too. The what April showers brings what May flowers. And it's going to be a reading that looks specifically at what did you release or water, and what is going to be bringing in or growing as a result of that. Keep in mind, it can be very quick where the actual flowers are coming in, and the time is to be taken with a grain of salt, you know. Time can be a little bit construed, and of course, even if you think, you know, if it's an April shower and it's a May flower that pops up, you know, I have flowers that I planted in my yard like 4 years ago, and they are beautiful. They are blossoming, not yet, but they are now every year, right? And when I first moved in here, they were not. It took like a year or two for my flowers to actually start popping up. So anyways, take that with a grain of salt. If you feel guided to stay, I definitely encourage you to do so. Today's message, primarily, I think that's being brought to us by the angels. I feel like, anyway, it's really called. I think they're the ones that gave me the prompt. They usually give me all my good ones like that. And I'm just being told to do a collective and to offer these readings for a bit too. So I'm actually going to make them decently affordable, because I'm not going to do them for very long. So I'm going to make a post later on today. So check the description link. It'll be linked there to my website, and you can book there if you feel called to get a personal on a deep dive into April showers brings May flowers. So anyways, with that being said, it's just going to be an intuitively guided, led message. Let's dive into it, huh? I do want to say that for the readings, though, the Tarot Tuesday Soundbath session is not a part of it. That's just, you know, something that I do for you guys here on YouTube. All right, where do we need to focus our energy for this week? Okay, we've got the sacral chakra. Is there any others that want to come out here? I'm told one more. Ooh, that is a lot. Okay. So we've got quite a few here. So we've got the root chakra, sacral chakra, 2 for the solar plexus, and 1 for the throat chakra. So we've got quite a few. Starting off with the root. I am comfortable with trusting that all of my needs are being consistently met beyond my expectations. Sacral chakra. I express my true authentic self to the world, and in return, I enjoy relationships with genuine intimacy and connection. And then 2 for the solar plexus. I embody confidence in my ability to do the necessary work needed to bring abundance into my life. I have what it takes to create abundance. I have the motivation and drive I need to succeed, and I hold the wisdom necessary to take practical steps in achieving my goals. And then lastly, with our throat chakra, I communicate clearly and I express myself authentically, seeking to be understood and consciously creating with precision. You guys will have to excuse the mantras playing in the background and also the sound of children's laughter. They're out there playing, so, which is totally fine. I'm just going to do a quick little sound bath with these because I want to clear, but I just want to be able to really anchor us in to the energy for the week, because I don't know, I can see that there's a lot of, I feel already like it's very transitional, right? So for the deck that I grabbed the In-Between Tarot so we can actually check out the transition energies. But if you think of the, April into May, it's a transitionary time, right? It is clearing the way or watering it or whatever it is. It's a transition. And I feel that the actions that you take during this transition can be very pivotal on where it is that you're steering. So it's like, even if things aren't necessarily like stormy, you want to make sure that you're navigating your boat, but especially if the water is getting a little choppy. And these cards, so there's really like a sense of grounding in and knowing that it doesn't matter what changes are happening, all of your needs are consistently met beyond your expectations. And you really need to like ground into that knowing, especially when things are transitioning and changing so much in your life. I almost feel that it's like you could be perhaps in between jobs or navigating something like that is what I'm picking up on. I feel a lot of like my throat chakra kind of like trying to like shut down on me. So maybe it's like you just like, you're scared to speak up because you don't want the circumstances to change, or you're like worried that your needs won't be met if they change. I don't know. I'm picking up something weird like that. Okay. But you're being encouraged to express your authentic self to the world, and in return, you can enjoy relationships with genuine intimacy and connection. So if you are put in a position where you don't feel like you are able to, like if you're scared to speak up because you're worried that your needs will then not be met because you're raising a question, then those connections aren't for you, right? Those aren't genuine connections built on intimacy and connection. Okay? Let them fall away. Okay? That could be, and it's so funny because, oops, sorry, Jenna. Anyways, when I wrote this, I meant to say what did, but I accidentally wrote an E and I just dotted my E into an I, so it almost looks like what died. And then I think of like compost, right? Which is like a composition of a bunch of dead things that are getting eaten by all the good organisms, and they make our soil rich and fertile, so then our flowers can be so beautiful. So all of that is just so very relevant to this reading. Keep in mind this segment right here, this is just a weekly focus for this week. We got to get our head on straight this week. You got to know where you're going. Hang on. Oh, 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry, I got sidetracked there. Which it actually leads me right into I think this segment right here is it's just for this week, whereas the reading part that's going to come after the sound bath, that is going to be for, the what showers, whatever, flowers. Between the mallet being thrown and all the background noise and interruptions, and it's like there's going to be a lot of distractions around you this month, and you need to take this week to get focused on what it is you're working on. Try to keep it simple so you don't get overwhelmed, and then it's actually easier to remember. So I think that's why I'm combining these two readings. I don't know. It's strange because I haven't actually come on here and done a Tarot Tuesday session since, November. I actually really love doing the weekly sessions, and I want to start showing up for you guys a lot more. I just, life got a little busy for me. Anyways, and in the nature of this game, as you can understand, and how I got into tarot and divination and this and that, it's a tool for like reflectiveness. So when I do these really big collective readings, I have to also remember that I am part of the collective too. And a lot of the times, like what we're navigating, we can navigate together, which is why I'm really like called to like come on here and make it public, because, I've been playing with tarot and stuff since I was a teenager, but as far as helping everybody else navigate it. But sometimes, as you can imagine, as you're in the muck of the work, it can get thick, it can get heavy. So sometimes it is hard to come on here and do weekly divinations or daily divinations or, whatever it is, even if you're doing it for your self-practice, just to tap into the collective to pull in all of that extra and help it be transmuted, understood, processed, and then ultimately released or turned into compost, so then we can let it bloom to our flowers. But anyways, I feel like I went through a rapid shadow work process since I've done my last Tarot Tuesday. So just a reflective bit, which could also be very relevant to this reading. Perhaps you're needing some reflective time this week, and that's going to help you gain your clarity to know where it is that you're going through. Because we've got two solar plexus cards. So the solar plexus chakra, that is all about action. It's all about drive, your willpower, confidence. You need to know that you have the ability to do whatever it is that you are trying to do. And then you need to actually take the steps to do it, right? Okay. So the two affirmations there: I have the motivation and drive I need to succeed, and I hold the wisdom necessary to take practical steps in achieving my goals. I embody confidence in my ability to do the necessary work needed to bring abundance into my life. I have what it takes to create abundance. Did you guys hear that? Throw it at the door and then just run off. Sneaky sneakies. Like I said, there's going to be like there's going to be like a lot of distractions, but you have to know that while there's things that are distracting, like I said, the angels are coming through heavily on the message. The angels want you to know that like somebody else is taking care of it. Like in my case here, that's, they're just running and playing around, but they're good. They're out there with, other people. So they're just messing with mom. Oh, we're supposed to be quiet. Let's go mess with her. Which, again, it might be all very relative to this reading. You might be reflective. You might be kind of quiet. And because of that, people are actually more interested in what you're doing. Because maybe you're not delving out everything and people are like, oh my God, what's going on in this and this and that, especially if you're releasing something and you're transitioning into something new. Don't feel obligated to tell anybody anything. I'm a firm believer of move in silence, but also have somebody that you can go to talk to should you need to, right? Anyways, you got a lot of work to do this week. It seems that there's a lot of steps and stuff that you need to do. So I would encourage you that every single day, take at least one small action to work towards whatever abundance it is that you're working towards. And then ending off with our throat chakra. I communicate clearly and I express myself authentically, seeking to be understood and consciously creating with precision. Absolutely. Clarity is the name of the game, and so is authenticity. Make sure that so long as you are moving with intention and clarity in a pure heart and confidence, that all of your needs are going to be met beyond your expectations. So long as you are holding everything true to you and your path, you're going to be just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and transition into just the sound clearing and a little affirmation sound bath. Sorry if there's any like background noise. It's not so relaxing right now, but that's okay. It's the middle of the day, and I kind of feel like hustle and bustle for this reading too. Like I woke up today super early. I'm not an early riser, but I did, and I've just been like a little Energizer bunny all day. Boop, 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 boop. And even when I'm like tired and I'm like, oh, I should go back to sleep, I just kind of rested it back for like 20 minutes or so, and I regained, and then I went back on to my other stuff that I have to do. And that's really what feels like the tempo is for this week. So even like today, like it's a very bright, sunshiny day. It's the middle of the afternoon. Like, it's just, the energy is popping, and it is, you got to know where you're moving. You got to take those actions and know that so long as you're grounded within that authenticity, that you're going to be taken care of. And it's actually might even blow your mind a little bit how much you're taken care of. So, all right. Feel free to skip the sound bath, turn your volume down, do whatever you got to do to make yourself more comfortable. And I will see you guys in the reading. I am comfortable with trusting that all of my needs are being consistently met beyond my expectations. I express my true, authentic self to the world, and in return, I enjoy relationships with genuine intimacy and connection. I have the motivation and drive I need to succeed, and I hold the wisdom necessary to take practical steps in achieving my goals. I embody confidence in my ability to do the necessary work needed to bring abundance into my life. I have what it takes to create abundance. I communicate clearly and I express myself authentically, seeking to be understood and consciously creating with precision. Okay, guys, I think it's all cleared in here. Hopefully that helped and anchored in. You know, I really should have just did that all the way at the end, because now I'm all relaxed and not in divinating mode. Whew. Okay, Anywho, so that's our weekly layout. That's where we need to focus. Happy Tarot Tuesday. Let's get into what is the April shower? What is the May flowers? How do I even want to do this reading? I know the angels want to come through. They want me to pull an overall. And I'm going to pull some of from the shadow. What is this? It's like the shadow cards. Let me see. I don't even know what the name is. Anyways, it's from the same makers. I think it's Sentinel Notes. Don't quote me on that. They made like the Shadow Workbook Journal. They have a deck, and it's awesome. It's got two parts. It's got like an integration one and an identifying portion. So, really beautiful. I'm just going to shuffle. Channeled messages may or may not come through if you don't. The channel messages are surely going to come through on this deck, this in-between one. This thing lights up my third eye. If you don't want to listen to the shuffling or anything like that, feel free to skip it. This is a Hierophant card, but it kind of, I do see that. It's like a priest. It kind of gave me, I don't know, when I saw it, it like gave me Jesus and Mary Magdalene vibes. So that's interesting. Anyways, I'm not even exactly sure how to do this spread, so I'm just going to kind of wing it. Okay, I want to pull one for right at the top and say, I want to know what is the transitionary, because I feel, I can't even speak, the transitionary energy that we're in. Okay, there's two. Okay, this is the Angel Tarot, and this deck's great. There's so many angels in here. Okay, what is the April showers? Let's find out. What is the April shower for us? Was it something we were watering? Was it something we were releasing? Was it multiple things? Whatever. Angels, what is the April shower? I'm told a little bit more. Okay, that's actually a lot. It's a shit ton. It's like half the dang deck. Okay. Well, hopefully this is a little bit more concise. What is the... Oh, it could have been... I feel heaviness in the heart space. So it could be like just really something that you've been going through in April. April could have been heavy, heavy, heavy that's why you're needing to refocus for this week, because it's the last week of the month, and May starts at the end of this week, and you want to go into it with the clearest head possible. Okay, what's the Mayflowers? The Mayflower. Oh, Mayflower. Settlers, new frontier, like taking a voyage, but not a voyage. Like, think of like everybody who came over on the Mayflower. That was like they were going to the promised land, your dream home. Foreign land. Like, I'm just getting all of these things, but nothing is quite capturing like the feeling that I have when Mayflower popped into my head. Imagine if you were one of the very first settlers, like you're the trailblazer. Whew. And now the the stuff it's like transitioning out of the heart space, and it's like expanding out, and it's fucking exciting. And then that's more of like the energy that I felt was wanting me to do this reading today while I'm like in high energy. Like, yeah, okay, what's the Mayflower? What's the Mayflowers? How cute, Mayflower. One more. Okay, we have a lot to dive into. I want to pull some more off of here. Okay, so I want identifying and integration right here. Boop, boop. I want to pull a guardian angel card. For advice. And then I want to pull this Green Witch Oracle ones for advice too. I always love just creating tarot spreads on the fly, don't you guys? It's like a 4-pile. Cup of tea and the fog. I've got tea right here, and the teacup says live life in full bloom, like our Mayflowers. Something's clearing the fog. It could be very significant for someone. Sometimes people are sent into our life to clear the fog. This popped out. Okay. Sometimes people are sent into our lives to clear the fog, and they have no other purpose other than to just completely shadow our ego. And sometimes those people end up being the ones that people hold the most resentment against. But really, if you want my personal opinion, those are the ones that people should be most thankful to, because remember, we got so much heavy authenticity, because they're the ones that actually were able to remove and rip off that mask for you, so you can then just show yourself through to the world, because nothing will make you sicker than living an inauthentic life. Nothing. All the background music, it's like a solar plexus mantra just came on, which is perfect. Okay, one more for advice, please. Okay, identifying. integrating. Nope, that's too many. These cards are real sticky. To be fair, I did allow so many out on the other ones, but maybe we just got a lot going on. I'll know better when I look at it. It's probably multiple segments. Okay, and then integrating. Okay. Woo! All right. What April shower and what May flower? But what is the transitional energy that we are looking at? So we've got the 5 of Cups into the 6 of Cups. It's funny, I see the 6 of Cups over here, which is great. The 6 of Cups is the flower. So we're moving from the 5 of Cups into the 6 of Cups. Now the 5 of Cups tends to be very almost like disappointment in a way. And the 6 of Cups can actually be kind of like nostalgic, inner child, stuff like that, right? And I saw it funny over here that the identifying was actually inner teen. So it could be moving from a like wounded inner child. There could be inner child healing. Okay, and then we've got also the 8 of Wands. Damn, so it's coming in quick. Coming in quick, quick, quick. 8 of Wands to the 9 of Wands. It's coming in quick, but it has been it's a tough transition is what's being shown here for the transitional to airy time that we're in. Okay. So what's our April shower? Identifying, we've got inner teen. In your teenage years, what did you not receive? How has this impacted you? And defensiveness. What do you feel most defensive about when it's brought up? Okay. And remember, this is our April shower. We've got 2 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, Judgment, Queen of Swords, the World, 9 of Wands, again, 9 of Wands into our transitionary time. Page of Cups, Knight of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Excuse me. So our April shower. Here's lowdown. Here's what happened. There's some sort of judgment or a wake-up call, some kind of awakening, a reckoning, if you will. 7 of Pentacles, and then you're kind of looking at everything you've been working on so hard for, and you're like, you know what? Is the juice really worth the squeeze? And when you evaluated it with the 2 of Wands and you really looked at the vision, you could see the vision, right? I'm sensing like with the Judgment and the 7 of Pentacles leading into the 2 of Wands that no, the juice was not worth the squeeze. So then you decided to go back to the drawing board and rework the vision. And going into Queen of Swords, you chose to then uphold those boundaries, and that led to a cycle closing out. And this shit's fucking hard for you to do because 9 of Wands, like it is Wounded Warrior card. It's, you know, the 7 of Pentacles, that's almost the 10 of Pentacles. That's a lot of work, okay? But nonetheless, you decided to take this Page of Cups, this new opportunity, a smaller offer, and pursue it with all the passion that you have, the 9 of Wands and the 3 of Pentacles, and perhaps even considered collaborating with others or allowing others to help, taking in other perspectives, whatever it may be. Could be some sort of like community, decided to rely more on a community, and it's leading into the Ace of Cups. this was a good decision. Whatever the April shower was. Dang, it feels intense, but I really get that. I really, this judgment call that was made that decided, nope, this isn't, worth the squeeze. Let's go back to the drawing board. I'm going to put up my boundaries. I'm closing out this cycle. It's beautiful. And it actually looks to right here. I saw one, maybe I was mistaken, because I could have swore that I saw maybe it was on the Roots card. I'm sorry, I'm spatiacity. I lost it. If it's meant to come back, it will. I saw something when I was shuffling that stood out very clear to me. Anyways, I can't tell you what it is. I can't remember anymore. And now I don't even remember what I was trying to say. Let me get recentered. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Remember how I was saying there's a bunch of distractions? You could be thrown off your focus, off your game. I'm just going to go through and I'm going to read off the different angels. And we're going to read off the different keywords or what they represent. And keep in mind that these are all influences around this April shower. Might help you identify more so what it is, okay? And our overall advice for navigating this April shower. I want to pull one of those just for this pile because it seems like it's a lot. Okay, for the judgment card, we've got Amaya, or Imma Amaya, God hidden in darkness. Atonement of errors, destroys the power of enemies and humiliates them. These cards are dope. They've got sigils on them and everything. The Seven of Pentacles. Nima Mahaya, the lovely God, discernment, general prosperity, the deliverance of prisoners. Yeah, it could have been freeing yourself from something because you finally had enough discernment to see. Take that as confirmation, excuse me. Two of Wands, Gilael, the helping God, love and wisdom, victory over those who would attack you. Yeah, this is when you were back to the drawing board, right? You have a lot of assistance. Like I said, a lot of angelic presence. I've just failed to call it on here or hop on here. It's been months. Okay, okay. The Queen of Swords is Hamaya, God, the hope of all earth. Look at her flaming sword. It's beautiful. Ritual and ceremony can acquire all the treasures of heaven and earth. So you got here from hard work, dedication, keeping those boundaries up from whatever this judgment call was that you made. And that's what closed out this cycle, the world. Damabaya, God, the source of wisdom. Fountain of wisdom gives success in all ventures. And the Nine of Wands closed out the cycle, even though it was hard to do. Hayasaya, God, the impenetrable secret. Universal medicine, elevation of the soul, and revelation of mysteries. All right, and that led us right into this new little offer, this new little inkling that we're following that's leading us into our flowers here. We've got Eziel, God who rejoices. Divine comfort gives consolation and protection from one's enemies. So whatever you're embarking on is a protected path. Knight of Wands, this is all about pursuing something with passion and drive. Is protected by the angel Hayakua. God, the good in himself. Protection prevents discovery of secret crimes, saves exiles. Which is funny, it saves exiles, because up here we had deliverance of prisoners. So it's like you're really being freed from something. Ooh, and you're breaking away. Okay, Three of Pentacles, governed by the angel Aiel. I want everyone to know that the angels don't judge me for my pronunciation or stuttering problem. Or they do. We never know. God-hearing emanations. Mental force protects against sorrows and illness. Yeah, so your mental force, that's what I'm saying. You need to get really clear. And with you getting clear, that's what's going to bring in these flowers. So it's bringing in this Ace of Cups. Governed by Nethael, God, the King of Heaven. Rejuvenation obtains the mercy of God and gives long life. Yeah. Protected path, fruitful. You know, the people who are stress-free the most tend to live the longest, because stress is the number one. Yeah, this one protects against illness, right? Three of Pentacles. And this one gives long life. Whatever you can do to cut stresses out of your life, that's what's going to bring in your flowers. It could be real simple. Keep up boundaries, cut out the stresses. You don't want to keep doing that cycle. Tell people no. That's a full sentence. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and our advice is guilt. That's funny. Don't feel guilty about doing what you need to do. Focusing on your own stuff. Or whatever it may be, right? Guilt. Here's our advice. You do not need another's approval to feel worthy of love. Regardless of what you've done or what you think you failed to do, from your soul's perspective, there's neither right nor wrong. Every experience in life is here to help you expand your awareness of love so that you may embrace even greater spheres of wisdom. You've done nothing wrong. Yes. I love that. Okay. All right. That's what our April shower is. I hope that helped you identify it. I know this is such a strange reading. So what's going to be our Mayflower? Our Mayflower. I keep combining it too. What's our Mayflowers? What are we gaining from this judgment, this perspective shift, this, habits and paradigm shift, or whatever it is? Humor and joy. Hell yeah. Okay. In what ways does your shadow self reveal itself in your sense of humor? Okay, like I know it was a long battle, but can you I literally just made a daily post today, and that was like the thing that really came through is allow your human to have humor. Like laugh at the journey, because it's like the mistakes that what was it? It was like the mistakes that you've made like 10, 20 years ago. Some of them, they just seem so silly once you're so further along on your healing journey. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that, And forgiveness for yourself and for others. That was the mainstay of the message. So laugh at the long journey. You don't have to laugh, like make fun of yourself or how hard it was or this or that, but there is no reason to stay within that victim mindset. Focus on like, oh my God, yeah, that was pretty, woohoo. Shift your perspective just a little bit, okay? And joy. Think of a time when you felt a spark of joy and inspiration. Where were you? What were you doing? Maybe you need to follow that. Like I'm saying, I was picking up on a lot of inner child work with the inner teen card. So, and then with the Six of Cups too. In order to bring in your Mayflower, that could be the boat you need to get on, is the inner child healing boat. Okay. Okay. Let me just pull for some advice for this. Look, You guys won't believe me. It says inner child. And it's pink. It matches. Okay. Try to have humor for this journey. Listen, we've got the Nine of Swords. You're up in your head about it. And then we've got the Knight of Cups, about moving forward because of your emotions. You might be worried. You know, we were getting a lot around authenticity. Maybe you're worried about being that inner child or allowing it to come out and play because maybe you were rejected as an inner child or the authentic self. Well, you know, we had a lot of like ego shattering stuff up over here. Perhaps you dealt with it a lot, but remember, going back 10, 20 years, half the shit that people cared about, they don't care about now. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you have grown and evolved, so has everybody else, or maybe they haven't, but it doesn't matter. Your own perception is the only one that matters. And no one's going to like judge yourself harder than yourself. Is kind of what I'm picking up on there. And then the Knight of Cups, I know I'm not quite into the angel part, but it's governed by the angel Ariel, which is showing here as the revealing God. So yeah, it's like almost like you're scared to reveal your true authentic self out. And then we've got coming in with the Tower. Remember, this is how we bring in our flowers. So even if you're in your head about it, you need to actually still move forward with this this love offer, this inner child healing, the following this emotion or intuition into this Tower moment. Now, Tower moments, I fucking love them. It's one of my favorite cards because it shakes everything up, and if it's a solid foundation, it will not crumble. If it's built earthquake, you know, proof and this and that, then it's going to withstand the storm. Anything that ain't, let that shit fall. Okay. Okay. And then we've got the Hermit. So going within, and then into the Six of Cups. So going within to that inner child that's what the Mayflower is. That's the boat that we're getting on, though. Our Mayflower, the inner child healing. So the Nine of Swords is the angel Ariel, the comforting God. Purification, protection from the impetuous, religious sediments. The Knight of Cups is ruled by angel Ariel, the revealing God. Perception and revelation, discovers hidden treasure, reveals secrets of nature. Now, also we have the shadow self here at play. So that is something to where once you are able to reveal yourself out to the world, you may actually find things out about yourself too. Okay? Aspects of yourself that you've never allowed to come out and play before because maybe you were too judged heavily for it or whatever. Like, who cares? Show every beautiful fractal of yourself. Okay? Like, you know? The Tower. That's ruled by Uriel, the fire of God. Disruption warns of disasters, aids in transformation, which is what we are going through. We are going through a huge transformation. The Hermit is ruled by Abamahaya, word of God creating all. Alchemy and transformation, rules natural events, helps with spiritual progress. And then Six of Cups, Salahaya, God who stirs all men, motivation, lifts up those who are fallen and humiliated. And yeah, this, you know, the Six of Cups, it is all about nostalgia and inner child and this and that. So there could have been a lot of like humiliation or stuff like that. Let that shit be your fuel to the fire, right? This is the fire of God. Let it be fuel to the fire in this Tower moment. And all I'm seeing in my head is like, you know how you like throw the match and you know behind you and there's just the explosion and you're just walking away unscathed, but it's like this huge epic movie scene. That's all I'm getting in my head is just pa-pam. Now you hear the chaos, you hear the baby coming in running. It's just allow the chaos to ensue. So funny to go about it. Okay, our advice for this little sub-segment is inner child. Nurture your inner child and begin to express the awesome beauty that you hold within you. We live in a world where a formula exists for everything, yet love and creativity have no formula. They do not need to be studied, simply nurtured. Regularly set aside some time to just play. So this Maytime play, that's what's going to bring in your flowers. It still didn't tell us what the actual thing is. I almost want to pull some keywords. Maybe we just get one for... Oh, look, we got higher power. Whatever this is, it's orchestrated divinely. Distant family member, too. Okay. One for the April shower. One... Oh, not that one. One for the Mayflower. Okay. So for the April shower is we got time for a change. And then so it was time for a change. That's why this is all happening. And the flower, it's wisdom. We also have blue on the back. Bluebirds popping in my mind too. Obedience and admires. So somebody admires the obedience that you put forward and the echo that you're like pushing out onto the world. It could be a distant family member. Doesn't have to be. We also have the early bird gets the worm over here. Releasing it because it was time for a change and working together. But working together is in the reverse. So maybe it's you need, like with the hermit, you needed to do this alone. Go within. I love this though. Because it was time for a change for you to acquire this wisdom. All right. Our advice. We've got rosemary, remembrance, loyalty, faithfulness, leaves, renewal, revival, progress, and this was the very first one that popped out. Roots, healthy patterns, early growth. Yeah, so it's like those healthy patterns that you're setting in and that you're getting clear now. Remember I said somebody admires your obedience, like your dedication. That's what's bringing in this. So this set aside time to play, set aside time for your inner child healing. You know how I heal my inner child? I make tarot cards. Hi guys, my name's Jenna and I like to make tarot and oracle cards to heal my inner child. I know it sounds silly, but like legitimately, especially just like painting. Oh my God, just any of that, any sort of free play, but any sort of creativity really gets me going. That's how I do it though. Anyways, that's why it's this gypsy artist. That's why I named it. It's actually a ploy after my inner child, because when I wanted to grow up, I wanted to be a gypsy artist. And well, when I first started trying to figure it out, I'm like, what the fuck does that mean, Jenna? But here I am, being a gypsy artist. Here's our advice. Jewel from our guardian angels. Every event in life presents us with a new opportunity to experience ever greater love. There is a jewel to be found within every teardrop. Trust. We, your angels, are guiding the current events. This is a time in which you and those close to you will emerge strengthened by ever greater bonds of love. Trust there is nothing to fear. There is only love. Oh, I love that. And then, look, the next one is just the author card. So anytime, I love leaving author cards in. I love leaving author cards in because they signify to me to focus back on the self. So your advice from your angels is from your April showers to your May flowers is to bring the focus back into yourself. That is what's going to allow you to flower out and bloom. I just want to get one more. We have something that popped. Wow, this angel card. Okay, it just says a year from now. So if you're wondering when maybe everything's going to come full bloom, might be a year from now. But the habits that you set today will stead forth this shit for a year from now. Actually, I want to pull from this the fairies oracle. They want to come through with they want to be our closing message. Of course, we're doing the flowers. They're like, you can't fucking talk about flowers, Jenna, and not bring in the fairies. And I just want to say a year from now, and I understand why I got that deck, because I didn't actually really want to use it, but that was just popped out, flipped out the other way. A year ago today, on April 20th actually is when I closed my deck launch for my pre-order for my deck, Healing the Chakras, the one that I created over here, right? I'm such in a starkly different place than I was 1 year ago today. And it's because I put in that daily dedication and that work to just keep working for my dreams. Even if I'm not being shown the flowers yet. Just like the garden that I planted fucking 4 or 5 years ago. Oh, it took me years to see results. It took me years to see the flowers. But now that I do, I have so many flowers that pop up. I remember the first year. At first it was like 1. And I was so excited. And then the next day it was 3. And then it was 5. And then it was 7. And I'm like, no way. There's no way there's this many. Because for the first few years, I got like maybe 3 the whole year. Right? And it was just brilliant to watch. And then last year, I tried to do the same thing. I tried to count them 1 and then 3 and then this. But it got up to so many. Like I lost count after like the first week or 2 because there were so many flowers in my garden. And you're just being encouraged to keep going. Those flowers are going to bloom. Oh, and they're going to be so beautiful. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, but I just recently shared a reel with some screenshots of my flowers. There are a bunch of lilies that ended up taking real good to the soil out here, and they're like fire looking lilies. They're so beautiful. Tiger lilies, that's what it's called. But it took me years to get there. It took me a year to get here to my exact position where I'm like comfortable enough just throwing out a million cards and saying whatever the fuck comes out of my mouth to divinate for y'all on YouTube. Whereas last year I was still, on TikTok, and I was just closing out my thing, and I was just pulling 1 card a day to kind of get to know this new deck that I created. And I got my TikTok account banned and had to start over, all brand new. It's crazy. Hope. But I never lost hope. Exactly. Never lost hope. Do not lose hope. That's what the fairies are saying. Okay, what is a closing message for us, please? For what April showers will bring in what May flowers. Okay, they've got 3 of them. Go outside. It's time to go outside. Tune into the powerful peace of nature wherever you are and feel at one with your habitat. Tree wisdom. This tree druid will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sound it makes. And friendship. Fairies and human alike need friends. Now is the time to seek out those who will support and encourage you on your journey to fulfill your dreams. Sorry, I know the light makes it so blurry. Anyways, guys, I hope this helped. The energy felt really heavy at the beginning, but I feel really light and I feel free and I feel flowy like a fairy right now. Please don't give up. Whatever you got going on for you, just keep going. Your flowers are going to grow. Your Mayflower. That boat is your inner child healing. That's the Mayflower you got to get on. That's your magical gateway, right? It takes courage and trust to venture into the unknown. Yet this is where the greatest rewards are. It's time to step boldly forward without looking back. Wish wisely. Use your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desire and take practical steps towards making your dreams come true. Yes, yeah, that's a perfect way to sum it up. Get clear this week on what it is that you need to work on and navigate in for this month. Make your wish and then just start putting in the work for it. You've got this. I love you guys. Happy May.